How's it going, gents? Got another land battle replay for you. This time it'll be Bougelissus on Tzeentch against whatever dude on Bretonnia. Seems like Bouge has brought us a lot of the new 4.2 goodies, so let's check that out real quick. See how it matches up against Tufab Bretonnia. So for the Lord, we're gonna have the new Chaos Lord of Tzeentch with his AP Halberd, but that's clearly a hand axe, or rather, he's wielding it like a hand axe at least. That's a halberd. He's just holding it like a hand axe, one-handed, like a freaking boss, with his cool little shield he's got there. He's on his lord, on his hero. Excuse me, horse mount, with the colossal strike ability, giving him pretty massive weapon damage buffs, along with bonus versus large and ITP for some reason. He also gets Changer Die, which gives 20% ward save plus 16 leadership, which is pretty nuts for 22 seconds for anything around him, his allies around him in 35-meter range. And he also has Sentient Stormcloud. Kind of operates like a, I don't know, maybe Atharian's Barrage ability, but probably a lot better because Atharian's ability sucks. For the rest of the army, we're going to have a Cockatrice. Very cool. It has its ability got changed, so now it counts down to the point of being a net. So it goes from 25% speed all the way down to cannot move for the enemy that is in range. It is a one-time use. It is not a passive. It is a passive, but it's a one-time use. And how does that work? If it's a passive ability, but I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's a net now, and it's makes sense considering it is a cockatrice, has a it operates like a Medusa. You stare at something and it stops moving. For the rest of the army, we're gonna have some blues with screamers, and then we're gonna have a Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch with pink fire. He's also on a mount. We got some Chaos Warriors with halberds, some 3 of those with some normal Chaos Warriors as well, and that'll be it. Oh, we also have the new Centigors, right? The Centigors, great weapons, which are okay, I guess, on paper. 28, 23. They're 28 right now because of Primal Fury, but base, they are 23. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, American math. Yeah, 25 or 23 melee attack base, but they'll have Primal Fury, which they'll lose at 50% leadership. Less than 50% leadership. But they also have Arcane Charge, which grants plus 20% weapon damage to both base and AP. For any time an ally or enemy casts a spell. So that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. And it seems like it's map wide. So yeah, range map wide. So that's okay. That's pretty decent. But they're still Centigors with great weapons. I mean, the light cav with armor piercing, magic attacks, and shields is pretty good, I suppose. But on paper, we'll see how they pan out. They have perfect vigor. I think Rowdy, right? Let me check. Yeah, I think the Rowdy. So it does. It's nice. So let me put it back on slow mode. We have Henry Le Massif on his. I've never seen him on his little hippogriff mount. Wow. His Deadly Onslaught. That's it. With his Guardian ability. Then we have Royal Hippogriff Knights. Pretty nice. I love the Hippogriff Knights. Such a cool unit. One of my favorite Bretonnian unit. That's just how it is. They're that cool. Alberic with Royal Killing Blow as well. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he has it. With Braid of Boraloo, granting plus 12 additional bonus versus large, and plus 4 leadership for his little goon squad he's got going, along with Strider. And he also has Spirit of the Tempest, granting 10% speed and 10% charge bonus. For the he doesn't have his Wrath of Manan. Wow, come on, man, that's his best item. Not really. It's really bad. It's just yeah. Knights Errants in the left-hand flank with some Knights of the Realm. I'm gonna assume it's the same on this side as well. Yep. We're gonna have Damsel of Life with Earthblood, Regrowth, and Power Stone. Earthblood and Regrowth. No surprise, you're probably just gonna be going on the Hippogriffs and Alberic just to keep them topped up. for every time they charge in. Spearmen at arms, men at arms. That's about it. I mean, most of your money is gone into the hippogriffs and Alberic, so it makes sense. You're not going to have much of a front line. And you don't really need one because Chaos Warriors are going to beat pretty much everything besides... I forgot what they're called, but you guys know what I'm talking about, the AP anti-infantry unit. We're going to have a nice charge in from the Knights of the Realm into these blues. Chaos Sorcerers are going to try to block them up, but they're doing quite a nice bit of damage into the blue soldiers, mostly onto the shields, however, so... Centigors are going to get on top of them, do some nice damage. Spearmen at arms get a pink fire on top of them. How are the Knights of the Realms doing? They're doing okay, 51. They're taking quite a bit of damage very quickly, but so are the Centigors. Their shields are gone. They're taking a bit of damage. Though, to be fair, there are two calves in here. There's the Knights of the Errants and Knights of the Realm. So they're having a bit of a big mosh pit right here. There's no bit too big. I don't know what's going on there. Cockatrice getting on top of the Hippogriff Knights and Alberic. Alberic needs to get out of there. The gaze is starting to work, right? Yeah, Petrifying Gaze is at 50% speed. At one point, he's not going to be able to move anymore, but at the same time... Yeah, that's actually really, really good for the Tzeentch side. If Alberic can't move anymore, 75%, that means the Chaos Lord is going to be able to get some hits on them, but this isn't a good trade here because... all these hippogriffs, not only all these hippogriffs, but we have Henry Malasif, and then I'm going to guess Alberic, yep, the cannot move net procs and makes him float in the sky because Total War. That's been a bug for a long time. Centigors charge in, try to get on top of the hippogriffs, do a little bit of damage, but they're going to get a charge back with the Knights of the Realm. And then the Knights of the Realm get some halberds on top of them, hitting them from behind, so... But yeah, those Centigors got absolutely wrecked down to 32 models, terrified. They're running through, stuck in men at arms, trying to flee. That really, really sucks when your fleeing unit is getting stuck in freaking infantry models. Like, look at this. This really, this blows so badly. The Screamers have disintegrated as well. Chaos Lord is coming over to try to help out. How's the state of the battle? How's the state of the battlefield going so far? So we have the Chaos Sorcerer over here trying to whittle down on these Knights of the Realm, trying to save the blues, but they have just started to disintegrate. Chaos Warriors are going to get on top of the Knights of the Realm, however, probably finish them off if the Bretonnian player doesn't pull them out. Men at Arms trying to bog down the halberds, give them more things to attack instead of the Knights of the Realm. A bunch of Bretonnian infantry routing, but that's just the state of Bretonnia. That's how they live. Chaos Warriors and halberds need to be brought over. Sorcerer is just running into the Knights of the Realm, trying to finish them off. Chaos Lord running away from the rest of this little blob we got going on here. Pink Fire thrown down on top of these men at arms, do a little bit of damage, a little poke damage. Cockatrice backing off, getting some little chip damage into Alberic as well. Chaos Sorcerer probably needs to skedaddle. He's going to try to at least, while these hippogriffs come around and rather chase him down. Chaos Warrior is going to come over to protect him at least. So the Bretonnian player, smartly, is not going to take that fight. I mean, they would beat those Chaos Warriors, but it's going to be very hard to make sure that the Hippogriffs, Alberic, and Henry stay on top of hitting the Chaos Lord with all these models that are attacking the attention of your birds, your goon squad. Over instead of the battlefield, we have a bit of Tzeentch left. So do Bretonnians, but they don't have much cav aside from these Knights Errants and Knights of the Realm. There's two left here. The Knights Errants have 17 models. They're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Cockatrice, Bretonnia is really trying hard to goon the Cockatrice, but it's not going to happen. The Tzeentch player isn't paying attention here. The Screamer is going to try to get on top of them as well, but Screamer should probably pull out. They're fighting by themselves. Is this the little ability that the Chaos Lord has? Whatever that is. Does it just happen by itself, I suppose? He's not in battle or anything, so I guess he doesn't have to be in a fight for it to proc, yeah. Yeah, it just recharges in melee, so it just happens. Does it do any friendly fire damage? Because if so, it's going to be doing friendly fire to the Chaos Warriors. I don't think it is, though. Screamers charging in, get on top of the Hippogriffs, trying to tie them down while the Chaos Warriors get on top of them as well. While this happens, we're going to have the Knights Errants charge into the halberds to get a nice little rear charge on top of them. We have a Tzeentch army ability on top of the Damsel, do a little Bit of chip damage, hippogriffs chasing off the Chaos Lord. He's a good fighter, but he's not going to be able to handle all these hippogriffs. I think this probably might... This is going to be a bit tough for Tzeentch. He just needs to make sure to keep his Lord near the halberds. Those halberds got to protect that Chaos Lord. So let's see what happens. Booge knows how to protect his stuff, though. They are a very good player. So, Chaos Lord popping Colossal Strike. Gonna try to get out of there, but they are buried in a lot of freaking bodies. They do make their way through. The Sorcerer is, you know, he's around. Looking for things to pink fire. Not a whole lot of targets at the moment. Again, Bretonnia is trying really, really hard to goon the Chaos Lord, and I don't blame them. And I think he's probably going to fall here, but at the very least, how are all of these hippogriffs going to be able to deal with these Chaos Warriors and halberds? I'm not sure. Does the damsel have... The damsel doesn't have any damaging abilities, any damaging spells, so... The Knights of the Realm can continue to cycle charge, but every time that these Knights of the Realm and Knights Errants charge, they're going to be taking damage from those halberds. So this little blob here is going to be kind of hard to get rid of, especially if a pink fire just obliterates your freaking Bretonnian infantry like that. Yep, Bretonnian infantry are sad. Cockroaches should be pulled back, but what is it chasing out the damsel? That's what it probably is. It's probably chasing out the damsel right now. Yeah, never mind. You continue doing that, cockatrice. What am I talking about? Yeah, the Chaos Lord is definitely going to fall here. He's routing now, terrified, and probably going to be chased off and finished. We're going to have the little ability here. I don't really know what it's hitting exactly. Probably hit the Hippogriff Knights maybe a tiny bit, but yeah. Pretty much useless there. Actually, does it do friendly fire? I feel like it does. But I can't tell if that's... I wonder if they're doing friendly fire. If so, that really sucks. Another pink fire thrown on top of these men-at-arms. Spearmen-at-arms, this little peasant blob. And there goes the rest of the Bretonnian infantry minus this spearmen-at-arms, which are wavering and now routed. Actually shattered. So some of these Bretonnian infantry can come back, but what purpose are they really going to serve? The Tzeentch side have lost their lord, but they still have their caster. So what can the Bretonnians do? We have Henry the Massif, we have Alberic, we have the Knights Errants, which are going to get a rear charge in on these Chaos Warriors. Might do a little bit of damage. Let's see what this is like. 6,200 down to 6,000 flat. So about 200 damage. Not bad. Army ability. I don't know. It's not called Doom Bolt. I forgot what it's called. But on top of Alberic. And plus, not only do we have all these Chaos Warriors, we have the Cockatrice still alive. 4,800 HP. I mean, sure, Henry the Massif and Alberic can probably goon the Cockatrice, but I don't think Booge is going to let that happen. I think he's going to make sure that the Cockatrice stays around to fight in the halberds. Or be very picky with his fights. So, Chaos Warriors being charged by the Hippogriffs and Henry the Massif. Probably going to be able to pick them off, but at the same time, the Hippogriffs are down to 6 models. They have no healer, no caster. Is really, really rough when you have such an expensive piece that you need healing. Look how much healing they could still have. I mean, sure, they only have 6 models left, but they could still really receive some decent healing. And the 6 models could do quite a bit of work. But yeah, the Bretonnian player is either going to bow out or army losses are going to kick in. And I don't blame them if they did bow out, because they do have too many Chaos Warriors to contend with, and Alberic and Henry are not going to be enough. Once those Hippogriffs lost their caster, their healing caster, and got whittled down so much, it was really, really rough for them to be able to come back. You need those Hippogriffs for late game. Now, so let's look at the values are like. Chaos Lord got 1200 value, pretty good. He probably got some decent hits into the Hippogriffs and Alberic. 800 value on the caster, 1000 value on the Cockatrice, 500 value on the Centigors, 800 here, 1700 here, and these halberds, very nice. These are probably the ones that were poking out the Hippogriffs and all the cav. Everything else did okay. 1000 value on the Chaos Warriors. I don't know what they were fighting. Probably just chewing through peasants. I don't know. Maybe beating up on the damsel. I have no idea. Alberic, only a meager 1000 value. I mean, less than that. Unfortunate for Alberic, but What can you do? 600 value on Henry. 21 value, 2100 value on the hippogriffs. Very nice. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's just unfortunate because he could have gotten so much more. Everything else did fine. Now, one thing. Well, I guess let me just talk about the units that I saw. So Centigors seemed fine. They seemed pretty decent. They once they get a good charge in, they're gonna do quite a bit of damage into heavily armored cav, but in sustained combat, obviously you don't want them in sustained combat. So because they're fast hit and run, like glass cannon type unit. So if you get them stuck in combat, they can die really, really quickly. It's even with that barrier. So they are definitely worth bringing over the standard Centigore Great Weapon variant. But to be fair, that's not much of a that's not much of a compliment because the standard variant are pretty trash. They're useful maybe one matchup, but even then, like there's other units you can bring over them that are much more cost effective, like Razor Gores. So they're okay. They're alright. They're nothing special. They're okay. That low melee attack and trash melee defense is it's really, really rough. But with really good micro, they can do work probably. The cockatrice, I mean, it was one of the reasons why one of the Knights of the Realm got trashed. So cockatrice seemed good. I like the new change to the passive ability. Seems decent, and it makes more sense thematically. It's obviously annoying to have another net to deal with in game, but thematically it's cool, and it's not like an instant net. It takes some time to build up, which I like. Chaos Lord was pretty cool. I don't know why he has this absolute fascination with Tzeentch and halberds, and how Khorne has to have dual weapons, and Nurgle has to have. What does Nurgle even have? Shield and mace? I guess. Or great weapons, rather. Yeah, great weapons. Great axes, to be fair. To be exact. I don't know what is their obsession with, keeping these themes, but I think that this guy is okay. He's a good fighter. He's pretty good. Maybe a little too good, but I'm not sure yet. As a melee lord. I mean, at the end of the day, you can just ignore him unless he's on his disc, being obnoxious. But we haven't seen that yet. Well, I haven't seen that here yet. It's just on his horse. So, but yeah, it was a good showing of the units. I liked it. Thanks to Booch for posting the replay, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.